Hi guys, I'm Tracy. Thank you for joining me today. So I'm finally putting together a brush storage and brush care video. A lot of you have been asking me these questions, and I personally just got a storage system. I'm going to show you guys that right now. And I also did a brush cleaning video. I'll put it up after I show you guys my storage situation. So I'm actually going to bring the camera around. I hope you guys can see everything. All right. Okay, so these are the cases that I bought, and I already have some right here stacked, and I'll show you guys what I did with them. So I got these on Amazon, so I'll link them below. I hope you can see them well. Okay. So these are just stackable. It came in a set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in a pack, and I really like them. I had not stored them, in a proper way. So I put these like little foam liners. It just came in the Hakuhodo box, so you don't have to go out and buy them. You can just use what you already have. I believe most of the brands put this in the kind of padding of the package, and they work for everything. So even like a fluffy brush like this is the K022, it fits perfectly. I'll show you guys kind of what you can expect. So I can usually get about 3 brushes in there, maybe not this one. So like the K022, the B110, and like the Chikuhodo Z4. That's kind of what you can expect to fit. So if you're trying to figure out how many you need, I'm probably going to need another set. So that's how I've been putting them together. And I'll show you guys the GSM series. So my longest handles are my GSM brushes here, and I'm going to store them. The GSM handles, if you're not aware, they come with this really long and pointed handle. So if you are storing them like this, they will wear down. So you just want to make sure it's not blurry. You're not getting, being rough with them. So that's why I want to store them in a box like this. And I have the GSN 9. I'm going to just store it for now. When you leave this type of hair out, it does collect lint, and it does affect the brush. You can see it pretty well after a while. And then I have a spare Sonia G soft concealer. I thought I was going to use it for eyeshadow, but I just haven't. And let me see what else I want to store. Oh, I do want to store my soft cheek because I have 2, so I'm not really needing 2 at once. And then I'll put the mini cheek away because I'm not really using that a whole lot. And I've heard from the Facebook group, Mari Lima, thank you for letting me know that using those plastic brush guards can actually affect the hairs if you leave it in that too long. So I immediately took mine out because I don't want that to happen. So these lock at the ends, so you can carry it like this, and they just really nicely stack up here, which I like. Let's see how many I can get up here. You can stack them all if you wanted to. Yeah, you can actually stack all 8, and they're perfectly sturdy, and you can see them. I hope you can see that. You can see what's in there. And you can see it from the side too. So that is my new storage system, and I'm so glad I have something that is, you know, all nicely organized. I did hear that you can get moths in them, so you should put like mothballs or something. I'm not going to do that. I don't think that's a problem here in California. I really hope it's not, but I'm thinking that this system will keep everything, you know, lint free and like just in better shape. So there you go. And then I'll switch to my bathroom where I'm going to be washing the brushes. All right, so I'm going to be washing some brushes, not a lot, just different kinds, so you guys can get an idea of how I wash the different brushes. So this is a goat hair brush. These two are squirrel hair brushes. I got a few eye brushes and a couple concealer brushes. So I do wash them a little differently, not terribly differently. So I start out, get this. So I use Olaplex sometimes. So maybe twice a month I'll bring this out, and you just need the tiniest bit. If you use this on your hair, you probably know a little goes a long way. So that's all you need. That'll get a lot of brushes cleaned. And then I also use this. It's African black soap. I can link it below. I've had this forever. It's probably time to get another one. But you know, this one is more of a basic shampoo, basic soap, but it's not stripping, so it doesn't make your brushes feel brittle. So we start with, okay, I'll start with the Z4 because I'm going to use this with this one. Oh, and I put water in like a bucket. It doesn't have to be warm, but usually ends up being warm water. And so, and I use these little like silicone cleaners. You can get this at like the Minso store or Daiso. There, I think they were like $1. So I'll just kind of like wet the hairs, and then I'll put the tiniest amount on there. And then I'll kind of like wet this thing. I'll show you. I'm just not setting up a lot right now, but that's okay. This one wasn't that dirty, so I think, yeah, that was clean enough. You can kind of tell if there's still makeup stuck in there. And I shake it. I know these are big no-nos, but that's how I do them. And let me show you how I do like a foundation brush. Get a little closer. So again, just wet that tiniest amount in there. Oh, this one's working better. The Olaplex really washes them, I feel. I know you're not supposed to put the whole thing in there, but I do. I'm kind of rough with washing them, but I think it's important to get them clean as opposed to being gentle and them not getting like really clean. So this is the Sonergy Soft Concealer, so I'm going to use the African black soap. It's just how I use it, like that. And then, I don't know, every third brush, change that water out. T6. Just putting it here so you guys can see it. And here's my yachi. I'm going to store this one, so that's why I'm washing it. I'm going to do these eye brushes. Sometimes I do like 2 at a time. Show you what I'm doing here. These types of brushes don't need a lot of soap. This is a Kolinsky. They're both Kolinsky actually. And I'm just putting them on this microfiber towel here. So after I filmed, I realized I didn't mention a bunch of things that I meant to when I was doing the brush washing. I was just a little distracted. I want to talk about the soap and the towels. So in the video, I use Olaplex and the African black soap. I don't necessarily recommend those. The African black soap, if you're really on a budget, that thing is like less than $5. I'll link it down below. But from what I'm hearing, most people use the Dr. Bronner's liquid soap. So I'll link that down below. A lot of you have said that you're using that. I know Michelle Wong says she used that. So I'll link those because I don't know if the Olaplex, I don't know what it's doing. So, you know, you can try it, but I would say if you're on a budget, the African black soap is a great option. And if you already have the Olaplex, then give it a try. But if you're going to actually purchase something new, I would get the Dr. Bronner's. Also, I didn't mention the cloths that I use. I just got these. I actually bought them at a store called Minsu, which is kind of like a Daiso store. But I like these because it has this kind of waffle knit. And I feel like when I use it to clean, like as I'm using it, I feel like it really cleans the brush as I'm doing this. And also when I'm drying the brushes, I feel like this is really good at absorbing the moisture and the water and the moisture. I also didn't mention that don't use a cotton cloth because it will, especially a brush like this, it will cling to it and it'll have lint on it. So I just wanted to make sure I got that information to you guys. So that's it. It's like a little blending brush. Sometimes I'll go back if I feel like it's not like clean enough. So this is like a squirrel goat mix. I'll use this for this one because I like this brush soft. Just trying to get all the soap out. Here's my biggest brush I have. Let's use up the rest in here. now this is another step. You can do it, you can do this step, you can skip it. I know this is gonna make some of you cringe, but this is how I dry them. Okay. I think it's very important to get as much moisture out as possible, because I feel like that's where the damage happens. So if you could avoid moisture being on your brush, I would do your best at getting them dry. The sooner the better. I make sure the handles are dry too. And if they're kind of small, you can kind of like press them. It's a little gentler on them. And I kind of shape them. And so especially brushes like this, they hold a lot of moisture. So I'm kind of aggressive at getting as much moisture out as I can. So sometimes I hang them, but I've just been kind of letting them dry like this, as long as it's not like touching a surface, as long as it's kind of like hanging off. And don't ever wash them this way. Always don't ever dry them this way. Always dry them either like this or like this. And like for the scroll brushes, I'll kind of like shape them a little. Actually, yeah, all of them I shape. Sometimes I'll put certain ones in a brush guard. Like I might put this in a brush guard, but I don't put it on right away because it slows down the drying time. I usually put a brush guard on this one, the T6, because I want it to kind of stay like that. And these Kolinsky, they dry so fast, so I don't really do much. And yeah, these are at risk for getting shedding because the moisture stays in the ferrule too long. So okay, so that's pretty much how I wash them. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll link the products below. So that's really all I had. So thank you guys for watching. Bye.